Have you ever noticed that the most powerful person in the room is often the one who says the least? In a world where everyone is trying to be heard, where people are constantly posting, sharing, arguing, and proving themselves, there is something incredibly rare about a person who remains calm, quiet, and fully in control. Most people think power comes from speaking louder, moving faster, and always having the perfect response. But Zen Buddhism teaches something completely different. True power begins when you no longer feel the need to react to everything. Think about it. How many times have you said something in anger and regretted it later? How many arguments started because someone felt the need to have the last word? How much energy do we waste every day explaining ourselves, defending ourselves, and trying to convince people who have already made up their minds? The modern world rewards noise. Social media rewards noise. News channels thrive on noise. Even our daily lives are filled with endless distractions, endless conversations, endless opinions, and endless mental chatter. But beneath all that noise, there is a quiet truth that most people never discover. Silence is not weakness. Silence is strength. And according to Zen masters, silence is one of the greatest sources of personal power a human being can develop. Imagine standing beside a lake early in the morning. The water is completely still. No waves, no disturbance, no movement. Because the surface is calm, it reflects the sky perfectly. Now imagine that same lake during a storm. The water becomes chaotic. The reflection disappears. You can no longer see clearly. The human mind works exactly the same way. When your mind is constantly reacting, constantly, talking, constantly, worrying and constantly chasing every thought, you lose clarity. You stop seeing reality as it is. But when you learn to become silent, something extraordinary begins to happen. Your thoughts slow down. Your emotions lose their control over you. Your awareness grows stronger. And for the first time, you begin to see life clearly. This is why Zen monks spend countless hours in silence, not because they have nothing to say, but because they understand something most people never learn. The quieter you become, the more you can hear. You begin to hear your intuition. You begin to notice your habits. You begin to recognize the fears that have been controlling your decisions for years. And most importantly, you begin to understand yourself. Most people spend their entire lives trying to understand everyone else. Very few spend time understanding their own minds. That is why they remain trapped in cycles of stress, anxiety, frustration, and emotional exhaustion. They are constantly fighting battles outside while ignoring the chaos within. Zen teaches that your greatest enemy is not another person. It is your uncontrolled mind, and silence is the first step toward mastering it. Think about the people you admire most, the strongest leaders, the wisest mentors, the most respected individuals. Many of them share one common trait. They do not react impulsively. They listen carefully. They think deeply. And when they finally speak, their words carry weight. Why? Because silence creates presence. When you speak less, people pay more attention to what you say. When you stop trying to prove yourself, people become curious about you. When you remain calm in situations where others lose control, you immediately stand out. This is not manipulation. This is human nature. People are naturally drawn to those who possess inner stability, and inner stability is built through silence. The truth is that most people are uncomfortable with silence. The moment a conversation becomes quiet, they rush to fill the space. The moment they are alone, they reach for their phones. The moment they face their own thoughts, they distract themselves, because silence forces us to confront ourselves, and that can be uncomfortable. But Zen teaches that everything you seek is hidden behind that discomfort. the peace you want, the confidence you want, the clarity you want, the strength you want. It all begins the moment you stop running from silence and start embracing it. The ancient Zen masters understood something that modern society has forgotten. You do not become powerful by controlling the world around you. You become powerful by controlling your response to it. Now, here is something that might surprise you. Silence does not only change the way you feel about yourself, it changes the way other people see you. Most people spend their lives trying to gain respect through words. They explain themselves, they defend themselves, they argue their point, they try to convince everyone around them that they are right. But the more they do this, the less powerful they appear. Zen teaches that true confidence does not need constant validation. A mountain does not announce its height. The ocean does not advertise its depth. Their presence alone speaks for them. The same principle applies to people. When you constantly seek approval from others, you give away your power. You become dependent on their opinions. Their praise makes you happy. Their criticism makes you miserable. Their acceptance becomes your emotional fuel. But the moment you become comfortable with silence, something changes. You stop needing everyone to agree with you. You stop feeling the urge to explain every decision. You stop chasing approval. And ironically, that is when people begin to respect you more. Why? Because confidence is attractive, and silence is often a sign of confidence. Think about the person who remains calm during an argument. Everyone else is raising their voice. Everyone else is becoming emotional. Everyone else is desperate to win. But one person remains composed, who appears stronger. The one shouting, or the one who remains calm? The answer is obvious. The calm person controls the room without saying much at all. Zen masters understood this centuries ago. They knew that emotional control creates influence. People trust those who remain steady during chaos. People admire those who stay grounded under pressure. People naturally follow those who do not panic when life becomes difficult. And that kind of strength is developed in silence, because every moment of silence teaches you to observe before reacting, to think before speaking, to respond instead of exploding. And over time, this habit transforms your entire personality. You become more patient, more focused, more aware, and far more powerful than you were before. One of the greatest benefits of silence is that it reveals the truth. Most people are constantly distracted. The television is on, the phone is buzzing, music is playing, notifications never stop. And because of this endless noise, many people never spend a single moment alone with their thoughts. At first, this may not seem like a problem, but over time, something important happens. You become disconnected from yourself. You forget what truly matters. You lose touch with your values. Your goals become influenced by other people. Your decisions become influenced by social pressure. And eventually, you wake up one day, feeling lost. Zen Buddhism offers a simple solution. Be still. Sit quietly, observe your mind. Watch your thoughts come and go. Do not fight them. Do not judge them. Simply observe. At first, your mind may feel chaotic. You may notice worries, fears, regrets, and endless mental conversations. This is normal. Most people carry years of mental clutter. Silence simply allows you to see it. But as you continue practicing, something remarkable happens. The clutter begins to settle. Your thoughts become clearer. Your priorities become clearer. Your purpose becomes clearer. You stop living on autopilot and start living intentionally. For the first time, you begin making decisions based on wisdom instead of impulse. This is why Zen practitioners value silence so deeply. They understand that clarity is not found by adding more information. It is found by removing unnecessary noise. The answers you seek may already be inside you, but you cannot hear them while the world is screaming in your ears. Another lesson Zen teaches is that silence protects your energy. Every day, people drain themselves through unnecessary conflict. They argue online. They debate strangers. They respond to every criticism. They worry about every opinion. And by the end of the day, they feel exhausted. Not because life is difficult, but because they are spending their energy on things that do not matter. A wise Zen master once said that you should not attend every argument you are invited to. Think about that for a moment. Just because someone challenges you does not mean you must respond. Just because someone misunderstands you does not mean you must correct them. Just because someone dislikes you does not mean you must change their mind. Sometimes the most powerful response is no response at all. This is not weakness, this is wisdom. Because every unnecessary battle costs energy, and energy is one of the most valuable resources you possess. The more energy you waste on negativity, the less energy you have for growth, for creativity, for relationships, for purpose, for peace. Silent people understand this. They choose carefully where to invest their attention. They know that attention is life. Whatever receives your attention grows stronger. If you focus on drama, drama grows. If you focus on fear, fear grows. If you focus on peace, peace grows. This is why silence is so powerful. It helps you reclaim your attention. And once you control your attention, you begin to control your life. Perhaps the greatest lesson of all is that silence brings freedom. Most people are prisoners of their thoughts. A single criticism can ruin their day. A single mistake can haunt them for years. A single fear can stop them from pursuing their dreams. Their minds become cages, and they spend their lives trapped inside. Zen Buddhism teaches that freedom begins when you stop identifying with every thought that enters your mind. You are not your fears. You are not your worries. You are not every voice inside your head. You are the awareness observing those voices. And silence helps you recognize this truth. When you sit quietly and observe your thoughts, you begin to realize something extraordinary. Thoughts come, thoughts go. Emotions come, emotions go. Experiences come, experiences go. Nothing remains forever. Not success, not failure, not happiness, not sadness. Everything changes. Everything passes. And understanding this brings an incredible sense of freedom. You stop clinging to what cannot last. You stop fearing temporary difficulties. You stop chasing things that can never provide lasting peace. Instead, you find stability within yourself. A stability that remains even when life becomes uncertain. A peace that remains even when challenges appear. A strength that remains even when the world around you changes. This is the gift of silence. It does not make life perfect, but it makes you stronger than your circumstances. It teaches you to remain calm in the storm, focused in the chaos, and peaceful in a noisy world. So the next time you feel overwhelmed, the next time your mind feels crowded, the next time life feels too loud, remember this simple Zen lesson. You do not need more noise. You need more silence. Because within silence lies clarity. Within clarity lies wisdom. And within wisdom lies true power. If this video helped you in any way, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more life-changing Zen Buddhist wisdom. And remember, sometimes the strongest thing you can do is simply remain silent.